Hello and welcome to another rambling review from Adventures in TV Land. For this review, I'm going to talk about the finale of Stranger Things. Although Stranger Things is not going to die, they've got an animated series. There's a couple of offshoot series that are in the works. I guess overall, I was okay with it. It builds up. The first half of the episode isn't too bad. It isn't too terrible because they actually finally get some action. They put the plan into place to go kill Vecna. Now, I will say there's all kinds of plot holes along the way of things that happen. There are a couple of moments where you think something's going to happen and it doesn't happen. I think it would have been more interesting if the thing that you thought was going to happen in those instances does happen. Even though I did like the characters that they might have happened to. For instance, there's a moment where Steve almost falls from the top of a radio tower. You think he does. It even goes till there's a blackout there for a brief moment. But that doesn't happen. That's not what happens. There's a moment with 11, the same thing happens, where you think she has been shot by Hopper. That does not happen. So there's a couple things like that, and there's all kinds of other plot holes. I mean, those things were more interesting if they had actually carried those out instead of being kind of like a fake out. But, I mean, it moves forward. They get to the final quest, as it would, and the big fight at the end between the Mind Slayer and Vecna and the team. It's like a total of maybe 5 minutes, really. It's not very long all over. There is some other talking that happens, not near as much as in the Volume 2, but there are a few moments where there's all this unnecessary talking that occurs. But in the end, the good guys win, the kids come back, and then 11, they get back, and the military's there in the real town in Hawkins, and 11 sacrifices herself to save the group, to save everything, to save the world, so they can go on and live their lives. At least that's what you're led to believe. And then there's a whole nother hour and like 15 minutes. So that was everything in there took place in the first half of the episode. There's an epilogue episode that goes on for like an hour and 15 minutes. Way, way, way too long. The Duffer Brothers, I guess they've known this, how they wanted this scene at the end, how they wanted the series to end with the kids playing Dungeons and Dragons one last time. That scene is kind of cool, how things are wrapped up. But the build-up for that, I mean, the epilogue, I mean, everybody gets a nice kind of happy. They tie certain things off, certain events. It's another time jumped 18 months later. I mean, it was almost too neat. It didn't feel right. The way the series ends and the way the series began, they're completely different. And so I don't know if this was another case of these filmmakers, not knowing how things are going to end. Because I will say, like, this final season, the fifth season, felt very much like a J.J. Abrams project where they had to set up all these mystery boxes, but nothing was answered. That happened a lot in this season. There's a lot more things. There's a lot more questions that are out there than even the ones they answered. So, and they set so many things up during the course of the series. They lost their focus somewhere along the way, I guess. And maybe they grew bored with things. I mean, it almost feels like, they had a great idea for the, first couple of seasons. It grew bigger. I don't know. 4 was such a great season. I don't get it. Season 5, they spent longer time on there. I know they had the actors strikes in there, but they're filmmakers, they're writers. They could have wrote things. They could have went back, but they didn't. They didn't clean things up. I mean, this season, the effects, the way the lighting, the colors, the stuff in the season, takes place, it looks worse than in the previous seasons. It looks more fake. I don't know. It's just lesser. With that said, I mean, you do get that last scene with the kids, so it's not horrible. Could have been a lot worse. So they didn't get a 10 on the landing. But they didn't fall flat on their face either, I guess. But it's kind of ho-hum. I mean, everything was built up for this big epic thing, and then there is no epic. There's no epic conclusion. There's no epic, send-off. There's no epic anything about it. There's really very little plot, especially in the last hour and a half. There is no plot at all. I am disappointed. It did not end the way. I mean, I didn't have any expectations necessarily like what I specifically was expecting. but I was expecting something really good, and I didn't get something really good. I mean, it's okay, and that is a disappointment for something that started off so strong. I mean, it fell off a little bit towards, a little bit in season 2 and season 3, but season 4 was a really great season, and this last season, I don't know, it all fell apart. So that's Stranger Things finale. If you've been following along, you'll want to see it. But if you haven't, I wouldn't waste your time watching the finale. This has been another rambling review from Adventures in TV Land. Until next time, that's a wrap.